Hi kids, Mr. Tony here. Time for another video art lesson. Lección de arte. I've written art in Spanish, A-R-T-E, because we are learning all about Spain this week, making art of and about Spain. Okay, and let's look at my introduction here. I have the fan, and that's what we did yesterday. Here's the finished piece. Okay, I worked on it a little bit. I filled it in more, evened it out, and it actually works pretty good as a fan. So, you know, for hot days like this, it's a good thing to make. Right? You can do it just with plain paper and make yourself a fan. You might need some help, but once it's done, it actually works pretty good. Okay, and you can decorate it and make it a piece of art. Okay, that was yesterday, the fan, which was for flamenco dancing, which is a very traditional, special kind of dance that they do in Spain. And you'll notice I've added a guitar here. That's for making flamenco music, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be drawing a guitar and then coloring it in. Okay, so let's take a look at a guitar. And this is called a classical guitar. There's different kinds of guitars. This one's classical. You don't need to plug it in. Okay, and flamenco music sounds something like that. That's not very good because I'm not a guitarist. But I do have a sample of it on my computer that we can listen to as we work to inspire us, to give us that real feeling of flamenco music. Okay, here we go. There it is. And then the dancers will dance around. If they're ladies, they might have a fan and they'll stomp around. And that's it, Spanish flamenco music. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but we'll keep it on in the background. Okay, so let's take a look at the guitar. We're going to have to make this the body, and this the sound hole, and then a long neck and a head, and that's it. Okay, you may need a little help with the drawing. The important part is going to be the coloring. That's going to be the fun part. But we need a guitar first drawn so you can color it. Okay, I need to turn this down just a little more. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, the guitar, let's see. We're going to start with the body. Okay, that's the main shape. And that's probably the hardest part of this. Okay, the sound hole is just a circle, and the neck is really just a rectangle, but the body has a funny hourglass shape. So I'm going to map it out a little bit first. I'm going to make a line, or make a little line right in the center of your page, right there. Okay, and you can keep your page up and down like this because the guitar is kind of long. All right, but make a line right there. Little line. Okay, and then we're going to make a line down near the bottom, almost all the way to the bottom, straight down like that. Okay, now if a parent is helping along, you just follow along here. Do your best. Okay, and kids, if you're doing it, do your best. Don't worry about how it's going to look. As long as we got a body, a sound hole, and a neck, we're good. Okay, first step, we're going to do one half of the guitar, and it's kind of like a 3 shape. Now watch first. I'm going to go like this. I'll come in a little closer. I don't know if you can see it too well. Okay, I'm going to have to go a little darker so you can really see it. But as I say, you always start lightly because you may want to erase. Okay, and then it's almost like a 3 going like that, but there's a little curve here going the other way. So it curves like this and curves like that, and then you have this big bump down here. Okay, and you can just take a look at it. That's the shape. Like I was saying, it's almost like a 3, a letter 3. And if you really need to get the shape, you can use the letter 3 like that to get it first, and then you have to erase this part and put that little curve in there. Okay, it's like two bumps, small one and a big one. All right, that's the first step. The next step is making the other side, and the other side is the same exact shape except it's flipped. It's the opposite of it. It's what you call mirror image of it. It's just going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go over here, right? And I get another bump that matches that one. Then the curve that matches that. Then a bigger bump down here. Okay, now I see mine is a little off. I'm looking at it, so I'm gonna fix it a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. And you can touch it up with your eraser and fix it up. But that's the hardest part, that funny shape with 2 bumps, a small bump and then a bigger bump. Okay, and that's the body of the guitar. And kids, like I was saying, if this is too hard for you, get someone who's older to help you with it first. And as long as you have something that looks like a guitar, you're good, okay? Next, right here in the center, that circle, okay? That's the sound hole. And it's not too big, it's not too small, it's about that big, right? That's good. And then what's after the sound hole? Let's look at the guitar again. Okay, there it is. I think Miss Cynthia plays a guitar like this in school quite often when you're doing sing-alongs, so you should be used to seeing this, but let's take a close look. We've got the body, the sound hole, and then the neck. Okay, this whole thing is the neck, and then you got strings over the neck. We're not going to worry about the strings at all. I don't even think we're gonna do strings. We'll see. Let's do the neck first. Okay, it's just a long, skinny rectangle. I have to turn my paper a little bit toward me so I get it right. It's hard drawing from the side. I do my best, but it's kind of hard. Okay. Let's see. Let me draw one line like that, right down to the sound hole, and then the other side is going to have the same line going up like that. Okay, and then it stops right about there, and then up here you're going to have, I got to move the tape, you're going to have the head. And that's where the strings are tied to pegs and you can tune it. And the head, we're just going to make another rectangle on top there. Okay, like that. And that's it. That's the basic guitar. We're going to add some other details. On the neck, you have frets. See those lines? Those are little metal pieces, and that's so you can change the sound of each note you play. So we'll start with the fret up here, and another one, and another, and another, and you keep adding them. They get closer together as you go down. Kind of like that, okay? That's pretty good. It's good enough. Then up here, one more thing. Let's take a look again. You got the tuning pegs, right? And then there's actually the part that the strings are tied to, but we're just going to put tuning pegs on there. We're going to keep it simple. Okay, so the tuning pegs, you got 1, 2, 3 on each side. It's just like that. It's a little line and then an oval. Line and an oval. Line and an oval. Okay. The same thing on the other side. Line and an oval. Line and an oval. Line and an oval. And that's it. Tuning pegs. There's more stuff going on here, but we're going to leave it simple. And there's one other line I want you to make before we start coloring it. Coloring. Around the circle in the center, there's often a nice fancy little decoration. Okay, so we're just going to add another circle, going right around that first circle, like this. Okay, and that's it. And now you can color. Okay, if you drew it yourself, don't worry about whether or not it looks just like mine. As long as it looks like a guitar, that's okay. If you had someone help you, then you should be all set. Okay, and all you're going to need is crayons for coloring. The paper. I forgot to mention the materials you need. You need paper, of course, pencil for doing the drawing first in case you need to correct as you go, and then crayons for coloring. Okay, and if you don't have that, just watch. Here's the fun part. I wanted us to color it just all different colors. So I'm going to pick one of the frets and I'll fill that in with this blue. Like that. And maybe I'll just jump around down here, do a fret down there. I'll fill that pink, and maybe I'll do one up here in pink. And that's it. Just fill the whole thing in with all sorts of different colors. Orange. Orange. There's a lot of frets to color. I'll make 3 of them orange. And let's see, I'll do the head up here in a different kind of blue. It's the darker blue. I'll just fill in that whole rectangle up there. Like that. Maybe I'll do a blue fret down here. And another blue fret over here. And how about some purple? Yeah, purple. Do a purple fret. Okay, and that's it. And I don't want to have you sit and watch me color the whole thing. And I actually can't snip out little parts of the video to make it shorter, which I figured out yesterday. I was hoping I could make things a little shorter. I know yesterday went on kind of long, but I'll try not to go too long today. But I can't snip the video down to make it shorter, so I will just try to be careful not to go on too long. So there's some of the coloring. Let's do the round part there. Let's see, red, violet. And I can do the sound hole, a whole different color. And then the body can be another color. I can even use patches of color in the body or just make the body one solid color. Anything you like. Just make it colorful. Okay, and once you've filled things in, you can take your black crayon, or even before you fill things in, if you like, you can take your black crayon and go over your pencil line to make it nice and dark. Okay, this is the last step I will do. Go over all the pencil lines. And that gives it a nice dark outline. Makes all those details stand out. Like that. And I often do that when I'm doing a project like this where there's coloring. I'll do the black outline last, because if you do it first, your other colors might mix with the black, especially if it's marker. If you outline the whole thing in black marker and then you try to fill it in with color, especially with light colors like yellow, it would mix with the black. So I wait to do that as a last step. I make that nice dark outline. And I could keep going, but you got the idea. Okay, a nice, colorful flamenco guitar for today's Spanish lesson about Spanish art. Okay, so that's it for today. I tried to keep it a little shorter. Yesterday was kind of long and complicated, but if you stuck with it, you got yourself a nice little fan, flamenco fan, and now today you're going to make a colorful flamenco guitar. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.